Hello and welcome to CloudFox Hub. My name is Bhavesh Atara. You are learning Amazon SQS and now we are going to set up our first Amazon SQS lab. Let's start. If you want to set up SQS lab, what are the requirements? You must have producer, you must have queue, and you must have consumer. We are going to set up everything in this particular lab. So, by the end of this lab, you will be able to create SQS standard queue. Then we will set up two EC2 instances. One act as a producer, another one will act as a consumer. Now, as you know that these EC2 instances means producer EC2 instance and consumer EC2 instance cannot push or pull messages directly from the queue. We have to give them permission. We will provide this permission using IAM role. So, by the end of this lab, you are able to validate the complete pull-based workflow end to end. Now, let's understand the entire architecture of this particular lab. Here, we will have like a producer web UI from where we can push message to the queue. Then we have SQS queue, which is going to store this message. And then we have consumer web UI, which is going to pull the message from the queue. Key idea, producer pushes messages into the queue. Consumer pull messages from the SQS. SQS never pushes. Now, to perform this lab, the first requirement is to have SQS queue. Here we have all the details like how we can create SQS queue. I'm going to give this name CFH demo queue. So let's go to the SQS first. Here I am inside Amazon SQS and I'm going to click on create queue. We are going to create standard queue. So standard and this is a name. I already explained you about the configuration option. So we are not going to touch anything. We are going with the default configuration. We are going with the default encryption as well. We don't need access policy. We are going to use IAM to assign permission. And then we have these two options. We have like redrive, allow policy and dead letter queue. I'm just going to skip these two options right now. Why? Because I want to explain you this after creating queue. Okay. So in this particular lab, we are not going to talk about this. I know that we need to talk about it, but in some other videos, means upcoming videos, we will talk about retrieve allow policy and dead letter queue. Okay. So don't worry about it. We'll talk about it. Right. Okay. Now here we are just creating queue with the default option. So right now my queue has been ready. Name CFH demo queue. And here we have this queue URL. Now this queue URL is the most important part because using this queue URL, we are able to push and pull messages from this particular queue. So we have our queue ready. Now let's go to the step number 2. Here I'm going to explain you step number 2 first because this is very important, right? So here we have note for this particular step 2. Here we are actually creating IAM role. So note, this IAM role provides temporary permission to EC2 instances to access the SQS queue and send and receive messages. We create one role and attach it to both producer and consumer EC2 instances following AWS best practices without using access key. So we need to create one role. I'm going to give this name to this particular role. Now to create this role, I have to go to the IAM. Right now I'm inside IAM console and let's go to the roles, create role, here AWS service, and we have our producer and consumer app running inside this EC2 instance. So I'm going to choose EC2. Now next, now we have to give permission. I'm giving permission SQS full access. If you want to give permission on a specific queue, you can, but for that you have to create custom IAM policy and it is going to take time. So I'm just going to use Amazon SQS full access permission, right? Next, role name. This is role name and create role. So now my role has been created. Step 2 completed. Now we will talk about step number 3 and 4 together. Okay. Step number 3 and 4 is actually going to create EC2 instances. Step number 3 is actually creating producer EC2 instance, and step number 4 is actually creating consumer EC2 instance. If I want to set up both of them into the same machine, I can, but I'm actually not going to set up everything into the same machine, because at the end, it is going to confuse you. To make this lab very neat and clear, I'm going to create 2 EC2 instances, right? If you look at this, in step number 3 and step number 4, we are using same instance, same AMI, everything is same. The only difference we have is in the user data script, right? So we need to create them step by step. First, we need to create producer, then we need to create consumer, and we need to use different user data script over here. So let me show you how we are going to set up this. You have to go to the EC2, then click on launch instance. If you are creating consumer, give name consumer. If you are creating producer, give name producer, right? For both, you need to select Ubuntu. And here in the Ubuntu, you need to select version 22. Select same version. Why? Because I'm giving you this user data script, okay? If you change version, it may not work with the other OS or a specific version, okay? So we need to select Ubuntu version 22. Here it is going to ask for the confirmation. No need to worry. Just click on confirm change. Now, once you've done this, we have to select our instance type. You can choose T2 micro, T3 micro. No need to worry about it. Both are free. So choose any which is available. Then here we have key pair. If you have existing key pair, you can choose this key pair. And if you don't have, you can create new key pair. Or even if you are not creating this, no need to worry. Now, in the VPC, we are going to choose default VPC. We must have auto assign public IP enable. And here we are allowing HTTP. Why? Because we have to access our consumer and producer web UI, and we are going to access it through the HTTP. So we have to allow HTTP. That's done. Now, for both, this process will be same. For consumer EC2 instance, for producer EC2 instance, the process will remain same. Then you have to go to the instance profile. Now here, you need to choose IAM role that we have created into the step 2, right? So in the step 2, we have created this role, CloudFox SQS EC2, and we have like a single role which is used by both. So for both consumer and producer, you need to select this particular role, CloudFox SQS role, right? Now, the main change that we have here for consumer, okay, you have to go to, let's go with the producer first. You go to the launch producer EC2 instance. Here you will get one URL. Now, copy this URL, Control C, and paste this URL, and you will get this producer.sh. Okay, so you have to copy this shell script, Control A, select all, and paste it, right? For producer. Now, for consumer EC2 instance, you have another one, another user data script. So you have to go to this one, consumer. You have to open this gist. Here we have this open, right? Verify this. It is consumer. Copy and paste this. So that's the difference between producer and consumer, right? Now, I'm not going to create this EC2 instance because I have this EC2 instance running. If I'm going to perform this live in front of you, it is going to take time, and that's why I have this instances ready. Okay, so I have consumer, I have producer, and these are the public IP address of consumer and producer, right? This is consumer. This is producer's public IP. So what I can say that my step 3 and 4 has been completed. Now, let's talk about open producer UI and send message.
Thanks for watching. To continue learning AWS with structured lessons, real labs, practice tests, and live sessions with Bhavesh Atara, join our full course at www.cloudfolkshub.com. For any help, call 982-575-7737. All course details are provided in the description.